Hello everyone, welcome to Gary Mac Studio. Uh, Today I'm going to make a finial for that palm wood vessel that I made the other day, and I'm going to show. Let's just go through it and then see what we got to do to get this lid made for that vase. I think it's going to turn out really pretty because that is some beautiful wood. So let's just get in here and then let's see what happens. Those of you who've been following me and followed me on turning this piece of palm wood, I decided I want to make a finial for it, a lid, and let's go right over here to the lathe, and I took a piece of this palm wood and I'm going to round it out. I want to round it off, and then I'm going to stabilize it with some black resin. So let's just see how this thing turns out. Let me get a light on here. Let me find my face shield. Right now I'm at 800 RPM. I think that's as far as I'm going to go with it. But you can see how my live center just had to dig down into there in that thing to keep it from wallowing it out. So now then, we shall put this in resin, put it in the vacuum chamber, and let that resin suck all up into these fibers, and we'll go from there. See what happens. Okay, I got my form made. Gonna stir up some of this epoxy. And I just make my forms out of construction paper. It works real good. I've never had any problems with it casting this resin, and it's a whole lot cheaper than some of those plastics. And whenever you get it in the lathe, it just turns right off. And I'm going to put this in the vacuum chamber. So far, I don't see any leaks. I think I mixed up way too much epoxy. Now let's get it in the vacuum chamber and just see what happens here. See if I need to add some more to that thing. Because it will soak up in that. So let's put the lid on this and pump some of the air out of it. You can see the bubbles. You can see the bubbles already. And this is a slow cure epoxy. So I've got several hours to do this with, and I'll have to do this probably 8 or 10 times. I'll pull the air out of it, and then let the air back in, then do it again over and over and over until it quits bubbling like that. So I'll see you guys back in a little while. And that's my homemade vacuum chamber. It's just made out of 3/4 inch Baltic birch, and that's a 1 inch acrylic top, and then I put a gauge on it, and then I put these valves on it. This valve lets the air in, and this valve here is hooked to the extractor, pulls the air out. So I have to watch it real close, because if it comes to the top, it will overflow. It's just about to right now, so we'll let some air in. And what that does, that pulls it pulls that resin down into those fibers. And then we'll start the whole process over and over again. So I'll see y'all in a little while. Okay, I vacuumed this thing out for about 2 hours. Took about 2 hours to get all them bubbles to come to surface. Now I'm going to put it in the pressure pot for a couple of days. Let it cure up. And then we'll just see what happens. Okay, now I got this thing all sanded up, and now I'm gonna put just some lacquer sanding sealer, and it's gonna take about 3 or 4 coats, and then I'll have 2 or 3 coats of lacquer on it, and then at the end of this thing, we'll put it on that vessel after this dries, and we'll see what it looks like. And if you guys would, please subscribe to Gary Mac Studio and give a thumbs up on that. If you would, it sure would be appreciated. And I think the next time I'm gonna do a painting on here of a picture I took at Jackson Hole, Wyoming Valley. It's really beautiful. So here's the end of this thing, and let's take a look at what it looks like with the lid on it, and it really turned out quite beautiful. Again, y'all please subscribe.